Asleep.
I'm not gonna fall asleep.
I'm not,
I might.
I'm not gonna fall asleep.
Dude, I'm tired as hell. Leave me alone. It's my birthday. Be nice to me. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. He's Jack. Jack, say hi.
Hi, everybody.
Jack, how you doing today, man?
I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm alive and happy. It's been a while since we got a chance to talk. It's been like almost a week.
It has been, yeah.
Fuck. Just things going on in my life which kept me from doing the show, and then I did one yesterday, way at a time where you were sleeping, I'm assuming.
Yes, I actually had just gone to bed right before you did the show.
Yeah, I figured.
If you had done it 10 minutes sooner, I still would have been up because I was like, he's not doing a show tonight. I'm just going to bed. Fuck it. I get 3 hours of sleep.
Thank you to everybody for the happy birthday wishes. I do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And thank you, Shio, over on the Streamlabs before the show. I love finding a 20 in a birthday card. One of the perks of being a postal officer. Happy birthday, Monk. You got to find that silver lining wherever you can, even in a child's birthday card.
It's true. Thanks, Grandma, whoever you are.
Yeah. Wow, Grandma really loved you. You'll never know. But anyway, yeah, it is my birthday. I am 49. As actually, my birthday's not for another hour and a half because technically I was born in California, so I'm not quite 49 yet, Jack. I'm hanging on to it for a little bit longer. But this also lets me claim my birthday, going into April 23rd a little bit because, I was born after midnight. Ha! Technically, everybody was born after midnight.
Yeah, I mean, there's because no matter what hour it is, unless you were born on midnight, even then you were born after midnight somewhere else.
Yeah, so. the day before had a midnight.
Yeah.
What's up, Satsu? Thank you for that, man. I'll ignore that you're from Cali, from San Diego, no less. I'm from deep in Cali, man.
Balls.
I'm as American as you can be without becoming Mexican.
Wow. Yeah, you're one of the newcomer types, huh?
I am indeed. I'm a gold rusher.
Look at you.
Just saying. Anyway, Jack, we got to talk about our racist president because it amuses the shit out of me.
Oh yeah.
Could Democrats please just come out and say you hate black people? Could we get y'all to just be honest for once? Now, for those of you who are like, wait, Monkey's being hyperbolic, we have a news report that backs me up on this, Jack.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. This is proof that the Biden administration is fucking racist as hell. So we'll just let I don't know who this is. Those lips look horrible, lady. If they're not your natural lips, you should sue the plastic surgeon. If they're your natural lips, no big deal. You can't help that, but
I think the makeup person hates her.
Yeah, that looks like she's been sucking dick for about like she's Andrew Tate, but 9 hours in.
Oh yeah, well that's commitment.
For those of you who missed that over on Twitter, Andrew Tate said that you shouldn't kiss a woman because she suck a dick, and that's like sucking a dick yourself, which I guess he would know about. He don't want no secondhand penis on his mouth. He wants the wiener in his lips himself.
I guess, unless she's a virgin, then it's like okay to kiss her, I guess, because then she only tastes cock.
He doesn't want that female taste to cock. He wants just the straight male cock. I'm just saying. We've said cock a lot in the first 4 minutes already.
We like to talk about chickens around here.
We do. Anyway, let's let our KDKA lady here tell us about what's going on.
Sheetz is being sued over its hiring practices. The U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission filed the suit this morning.
Okay, so the gas station chain Sheetz is being sued by the federal government for discrimination. Jack, did you see this story?
No.
Okay. I'll let you know that they have a hiring practice that the administration says is discriminatory against people of color.
Oh,
I want you to.
Oh, I did see this.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No, that's okay. We'll let the audience play along. What do you think the hiring practice is that they say discriminates against the people of color?
Don't cheat if you already know the answer. Okay.
When I heard it, I literally my jaw dropped open. I was like, you got to be fucking with me right now.
I wish it was a joke.
Well, let's hear it.
Claims that the way Sheets bases employment on criminal records disproportionately screens out Black, Native American, and other multiracial applicants.
I mean, that's all we really need. That's right. They're discriminating against Blacks, Indians, and other colorful people because they do criminal background checks.
Yep. Well, they don't want to know any of those unsavory people that Kamala locked up.
Well, I almost put on the title. Now it makes sense with the picture of Obama, or sorry, with Biden and Kamala. Because if he does think all Black people are criminals, hiring somebody who's put away more Black people than anyone else is, just makes sense.
Yeah, it's true.
This was amazing to me. They just come right out and said, we think Black people are criminals. Now, they did say this, Jack. They're not alleging any purposeful racism. No, it's accidental racism.
Of course it is. Of course it is. That makes total sense.
They came out and said they're discriminating because they have criminal background checks.
Yep, the fucking bigots. You know what? That's also anti-newcomer.
Thank you so much, Frosted. Happy birthday, Monk. I'd sing you happy birthday, but I've been waiting 6 hours to get into my high school reunion, and I really need to break in and start fixing a tractor. The place looks abandoned, but I'm getting in there, damn it. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it.
Nice one, Frosted.
Explains why KJP is so bad at lying. I hope somebody asks her about this. I hope at tomorrow's press conference somebody goes, did y'all mean to say Black people are all criminals?
Yes, they probably did.
I just can't believe that nobody stopped and went, this is a really bad look.
A little bit.
Faithless says they're discriminating against all criminals, so what's the problem? Well, as our news anchor told us, it disproportionately affects Blacks, Native Americans, and other people of color. I'd like to know what that disproportion is. Are Black people who, don't have criminal records not getting hired because other Black people have criminal records? Because then you'd have a case.
Yeah. If they were favoring criminals.
Or no, just hey, since Black people tend to be more criminal according to the administration, we're not hiring any Black people. That would be discrimination. We're not hiring criminals is discrimination, but not against Blacks, Indians, or any other colorful people. It's discrimination against criminals, which honestly, I don't have a problem with.
Yeah, that's like one of the only groups you really can discriminate against.
I remember I was doing hiring one time, Jack, and there was this lady who was doing pretty well in the interview until I asked her why she left her last job. And for the record, she was a honky, just letting you know. Don't want there to be any racial animosity going on up in here. And this little honky woman told me that somebody had found a winning lottery ticket that somebody had dropped in the parking lot, and she took it for herself and kept it. I'm like, you're trying to get hired as a cashier here, and you just told me you stole money?
Yep.
Really? Really? They're literally companies bragging about not hiring white people exclusively because they're white. You're right, Satsu. But not hiring criminals because some criminals are Black. Well, hey, that's discrimination that's just not tolerated by Joe and his progressive leftists,
who sound very suspiciously like the Klan right now.
I mean, it's It's amazing how they never really got away from their roots.
No, and every now and then they take the hoods off.
Look,
it's pretty impressive.
I am not saying there's no racist people on the right. There clearly are. Point says, but if you're looking to find old school, we think black people are just horrible criminals kind of racism, all you got to do is look at the Democratic Party. I mean, they literally just told us this.
Yeah. Real quickly, thank you, Pumpkin Trucker. And here I was for a moment thinking it was going to be that Sheets won't hire people with visible tattoos. By the way, Monk, do your birthday candles require a fire squad yet?
I'm getting to the age where my birthday candles should just be the kids' candles again with the number.
Yeah, same here. We
no,
can recycle that 5.
I don't just save it. I don't need that many candles on. I have candles on my cake so my grandchildren can blow them out or can help blow them out.
I didn't get a cake this year.
I had my standard birthday dinner of spaghetti and my cake of German chocolate flavor, and I enjoyed it quite a bit.
I had some. I think I had some Panda Express.
That sounds good too.
Yeah, it was okay.
The soft bigotry of low expectations. No, Aspie. No. This is the hard bigotry of thinking that black people are all criminals.
And they can't get by without help from old Whitey.
Yeah.
It's manifest destiny and white man's burden, having a little head-to-head to see which one's worse.
It is amazing to me. Can you imagine if the Trump administration did that? If the Trump administration went against a business because they were not hiring criminals, and they'd be like, they're saying all black people are criminals. That would be the message everywhere. But now they're like, nah, man, you gotta realize black people are all criminals. So if you don't hire criminals, you're clearly not hiring black people. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Oh, dude. Check your Rumble, by the way.
I just saw, yeah. Tall person, thank you. Happy birthday, Monkey. Happy National Jelly Bean Day. I ate jelly beans just today. Thank you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have a big jar of jelly beans that I filled up at Easter time because when I was a kid, jelly beans came in one flavor, concentrated sugar.
Yeah. And the black licorice one.
And black licorice. You're right. And then somewhere around the time my children were still very young, we could make these taste like Skittles. And ever since then, I've really liked jelly beans. Last, thank you. Can you blame Biden? Black people ate his uncle. What?
The cannibal story. You didn't hear that?
No.
Oh my God. I'll find it. Thank you for reminding me, Frosted.
I missed all of that, and now I'm very curious.
All right. No, don't look it up. Don't spoil it. I'm going to pull the video up.
Oh, dear Lord. Anyhow, yeah, I can't believe that nobody with all the DEI and bullshit going on in our government, not one of them went, you realize this looks really racist, right? Not a single one. Not one person there went, maybe we should let this one go. I would accept it, Jack, if they're like, hey, these guys paid their dues to society, so you shouldn't discriminate on that grounds. But to be like, yeah, you can't hire, or you got to hire criminals so that black people can work is a hell of a take from the Democrats. They say jelly beans came in multiple flavors, but besides that nasty black licorice one, I can't tell the difference. Besides there are different colors. Well, these days, like I said, Skittles and Starburst, I have both of them. They make their own jelly beans, and they taste just like their candies. So they're wonderful. The old ones, I was never a big fan of jelly beans growing up because they just tasted like sugar. Did you find it, Jack?
Yep. So the side chat.
Okay.
It's Biden talking, so it's a little hard to hear because there's some background noise. But
sure.
He told this story twice in one day. Slight variations too.
All right. So forgive us for any audio issues here, guys. It's from the president, so it's probably better if we can't hear him. But
back when D-Day occurred. And on Sunday, the next day, my mother's 4 brothers all went down to the recruiting station and joined the military. Every one of them volunteered. And my uncle, they called him Ambrose, Brosey, they called him Bosey. My Uncle Bosey was a hell of an athlete, they tell me, when he was a kid. And he became an Army Air Corps before the Air Force came along. He flew those single-engine planes as reconnaissance over war zones.
Did we not have the Air Force technically before World War II?
I'm too lazy to look it up, but he might be right.
I mean, they started using planes for dropping bombs in World War I.
Well, I mean, remember, he's been a senator since 18-9, so...
Now I do have to look it up. I'm told in chat, yes. When was the Air Force founded? September 1947. Oh, so it's actually after World War II. Interesting. I did not know that.
Real quick, let me grab a couple things. First, thank you, Circa Zero. Never knew Joe Biden's uncle served with Joe Bush Sr. He's probably confusing them because he's senile. Thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist donation. Democrats being racist again? Hang on, let me find my shock. Also, ask Monk if my slabs went through, please, and thank you.
Who's it from?
Dark Resurrect.
Oh, yeah, it came through 4 minutes ago, but I did not get. I'm so sorry about that. Dark Resurrect, thank you. Never forget the Democrat reason for fight for slavery was the white man's burden, white savior complex. Thank you for that, feminist $12. You're right, absolutely. Their whole thing was black people couldn't take care of themselves. They needed massa to do it for them.
Yep.
They were animals.
What was that, Mississippi's Papers of Separation when they joined the Confederacy?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. If you ever read those, oh man, that's real racism. Read the articles of all the letters they sent to separate from the Union, all the representatives and senators. It's fucking crazy. Anyway.
All right. Sorry, I just had to. I was not aware of that, of the Air Force. I didn't realize they were that young. Does that make them the youngest of the major 4? It's got to.
That's, probably. I mean, well,
because the Marines were already there for Iwo Jima.
Well, the Marines have been around for a long time.
Yeah, which happens in World War II. The Navy and Army go all the way back to the founding of the country. So, all right, the Flyboys are the youngest of the. Now I realize we have the Space Force and the Coast Guard. I'm talking the Big Four. The Big Four.
Space Force and who else?
You have the National Guard.
Nope.
Or the Coast Guard. Sorry, Coast Guard.
Space Force is number 1.
Reza, thank you so much. Biden's uncle gave me a piece of his mind, and it was delicious.
I told you guys, don't ruin it.
He got shot down in New Guinea. And
no, he's
just
not.
Play it. Rewind it just a little bit so you get the full context, and then just let it play. Just let it play.
Those single-engine planes as reconnaissance over war zones. He got shot down in New Guinea, and they never found the body because there were a lot of cannibals for real in that part of New Guinea.
No.
And then my son volunteered to go to Iraq for a year, and he came back with stage 4 glioblastoma.
No, he didn't.
And they gave, like many of you, risked your lives, and people who gave their lives for the country, for heroes. But one of the things that as I was doing that today, I was reminded of what my opponent said in Paris not too long ago. They asked him to go visit American grave sites. He said no, he wouldn't do it because they were all suckers and losers. I'm not making that up.
You kind of are. But not nearly as much as your uncle being eaten in Papua New Guinea.
Which did happen. The Pentagon even came out and said his uncle's plane was shot down or had malfunction. They don't really know what, some kind of technical problem, and it crashed in the ocean. 4 out of the 5 people were recovered. His uncle was not a pilot. He was on the plane. He was like a gunner or something.
Doesn't he have enough made up lies? Because this is a story I've never heard before. So this is a new one he's peddling.
Yes,
And
this is a brand new story.
by the way, his son didn't come back from Iraq with neoplastoma or whatever the fuck the actual cancer designation was. That came years later.
Yeah, he had been out of the military for a long time, but Biden attributes it to the burn pits.
And
morning, Stargazer.
Hi, Nuts. How you doing, sweetheart? That might be true. There might be something to that, but you can't say that he came home with that when he didn't.
Yeah. Dropping a link to the other video where he said it. This was really loud, so he's outside of an airplane. So
can we also just point out that would have been under his predecessor that his son didn't get taken care of properly through the VA.
Yeah, you can blame Obama for that.
When I say predecessor, I mean as a Democrat.
Yeah, that was all Obama.
Jesus fucking Christ, that's our president, man.
My
uncle got eaten in Papua New Guinea.
But cannibals.
Your mom got eaten in Scranton, and there were no cannibals there. All right. Don't care anymore about that. So, okay, we got to talk about the retards at Columbia. They've taken it over now, Jack. They've claimed it's as their own. They kind of have their own Chaz going on out there.
I am so excited for Chaz 2.0. This is going to be great. Hopefully they let them starve to death this time. It's fucking retards.
Phil says Biden's right. There was cannibalism in certain parts of Papua New Guinea. I'm not saying there wasn't cannibalism in Papua New Guinea. I'm saying his uncle didn't get eaten there.
Yeah. I'm saying the story is bullshit. Look, I think are still a few tribes that used to practice cannibalism in Papua New Guinea, but let's face it. What are you doing in Papua New Guinea? Why would you go there?
Columbia, the university, yes, the university, Ramen. And Bubba said, do they have cardboard gardens? I am waiting for the gardens, okay?
Oh, we all are.
This is not a true takeover until we have gardens, rape tents, and murder, okay?
Yeah, maybe a warlord.
And a warlord or two would be nice. I do wonder if we're going to find out that the leader of this movement, one of the people who helped push it, was a, sex pest.
Yeah, or a Fed who's probably also sex pest.
Because they are liberals, so there's a better than even odds that they are, rapists. Let's just be honest.
Yeah. I can't believe you missed that Biden video.
I haven't been on the internet a whole bunch.
Yeah, it was like April 17th or something.
Yeah, I was. That was when my father-in-law was here. I was not on the internet very much. Anyway, I don't know how good the audio is on this. I should get yours instead. Let's do hang on. I'm gonna get the video you shared instead of this one because it's better. This one's all shot from a secret recording kind of way.
Yeah, very guerrilla warfare kind of thing. And they do not understand that if you turn your phone, the video still records in the same mode you started recording. So just because your screen flipped doesn't mean the recording does.
Sorry, my internet fucked up right there. Uh-oh.
What? Uh-oh. What?
My internet's still fucking up. Hi.
I can hear you.
I know you can, but I can tell because you answered. But things loading slowly on the other screen tells me it's still being a dick. Sorry.
Oh, you should try punching it in the face. Have you ever tried punching the internet?
Dude, I know somebody who just got a new house, right? New to them at least. About 10 to 15 miles further into the boonies than I am. And they can get fiber.
Of course.
Because many years ago, this company was going around in rural areas of Michigan using all of that government money. But before Biden ever gave money for internet expansion, Obama did it.
Mm-hmm.
A whole bunch. And these guys were laying this stuff all over the place, but never made it to my town.
Oh, why would they do that?
live in the middle of fucking nowhere and can get 1 gig up, 1 gig down. Like, you fucking with me right now? It's like they just hate me. I'm taking it very personally.
So what you're saying is you can't get no down?
I can't get, yeah, I just can't. All right. So here's our tards, and they've taken over Columbia University. Many of them don't even attend.
Shocker. Every kid that is attending Yale or Columbia that's doing this shit should be expelled immediately. Otherwise, it makes the school look like they're promoting anti-Semitism.
Well,
which they probably are.
We saw with the arrest of Ilhan Omar's daughter/niece that you have people coming from other colleges to this campus because they were from a different college, but they went there. They went to Columbia to go throw their little fit. But we have some footage of their fit, and this is fucking stupid.
Hang on. Thank you, Frosted Glass. I like that despite breaking the racial slur speedrun record over on my channel Friday, shameless plug, I am still less racist than our president. By the way, still waiting to hear if you're going to try and break my record, Monk.
I haven't watched the thing you sent me, dude. I got to check it out still.
Well, thank you, Frosted. And yeah, if you're not subscribed to Frosted Glass's channel, if you think we're offensive, buckle in, Buttercup.
Wait, you know what?
Visit Frosted Glass.
In fairness to Frosted, he may say some offensive things, but it's always funny.
Yeah, well, it's all in good humor.
Yeah, it's not Joe Biden being offensive, where it's just like, that's a really racist old dude.
Right?
Frosted is fucking hilarious, and yeah, just check him out. Just check him out. All right, dummies, take it away.
So that we can start to push them out of the camp.
Okay, so they're pushing people out of the camps. This needs a little setup, Jack.
Yes, the first couple of seconds are not on this clip where they say there are Zionists in the camp.
Yeah, apparently some sneaky Jews got into their camp here.
Yes, they were lured by all the wallets.
And this lady who's leading this chant, this isn't even a chant. This is her saying something and them repeating it, and it doesn't always make sense.
I'm pretty sure this is a dude, by the way.
I think that's a lady.
I think that's a dude that looks like a lady.
I either way, I'm gonna call it a lady.
Let's not get too liberal with the use of the word lady.
This weird chick, like she chants lock arms, and they all chant lock arms so that we can drive them out, so that we could drive, and they just repeat her giving them instructions.
Yeah, because they're useful idiots.
And then she's like, okay, now we need to do it.
Yeah, I am a drone.
But anyway, let's go back just a tick.
Out of the camp. One step forward. Another step forward.
They're taking small steps to drive out the Jews. Can I just say how progressive that is?
I'm sure if they sent a nicely worded email to Germany, they could get their hands on some Cyclone B.
How pissed off do you think the racists that were there at the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville are tonight, realizing they could have done it like this?
Yeah, they just had to couch it in progressivism.
Yeah. Instead of they won't replace us, the Jews are here. It just works better.
They're all around us. They've infiltrated the camp.
For fuck's sake, man. Hey, what's up, Vanilla Bear? How are you, sweetie?
Hey, Vanilla Bear, how you doing?
We ask that you please respect our privacy.
We got to stop right there. Because
Privacy. You're in a public green.
this fucking idiot said this in the other video too. We ask that you, in the other one, they said they're invading our privacy. You're out in public. What?
There's no expectation of privacy in public. Anything you do that can be seen from a public area is open to criticism and recording.
Yeah.
I don't know how people don't fucking know that by now with all the cell phones around. All the lawsuits of people suing towns and individuals for oh, he was recording me, so I slugged him. No, idiot.
Faithless says it's a private mob. Apparently,
Yeah, this is actually all in somebody's basement.
A private, no Jews allowed mob.
Yeah,
What
they had
could
a
go
sign.
wrong?
It was like no girls and none of the Jews.
It's the He-Man Jew Haters Club.
Yep.
That's a very old reference.
And our community guidelines. Which
Wait,
you have
wait, how do you even know that reference? You hate black and white.
Actually, I know that reference from, is it an REO Speedwagon song? I want to say it was REO Speedwagon who had his song, and at the beginning of it, they play Spanky saying that. Talking about the He-Man Woman's Hater Club.
Yeah. I'm just shocked because not only is that a black and white reference, that's a really old black and white reference. And those are two things you kind of hate.
I don't necessarily hate really old. I just hate black and white, and I have seen them too. So
all of history is black and white, dude. I haven't seen any color photos of the 1800s.
Excuse me. There was a Little Rascals movie that was done in color. I've never seen it, so I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that's where I picked it up from. It comes from the song. That's where I know it from.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, I'm still sad you've never seen the Our Gang shorts or Little Rascals.
I've seen some Little Rascals. Just because I hate black and white doesn't mean I was able to avoid it my whole life.
Yeah,
I've seen Three Stooges too, and they weren't in color.
You're so uncultured.
You're telling me I'm uncultured as I tell you I've seen things.
Yeah, because I don't believe you've watched them. You're like, oh, black and white. Turn away and run.
I actually have. Thank you, Snubber. Now, Monkey, it's a nuance. They aren't real Jews, you bigot. They are imperialists pushing people out of their land. Let them push them out of a school. I suppose so, I guess. I actually saw Mehdi Hassan make a comment about this and trying to make the separation between no, it wasn't Mehdi for that one. It was a different guy. I apologize, Mehdi Hassan. Your racism was different. This guy was like, I was at the Unite the Right rally, and this is nothing like that. Yeah, your anti-Semitism is better than their anti-Semitism.
Yeah, you're more organized. That's the difference.
You guys are palatable to the Jews who put this on TV.
Oh, I could just hear the funding drying up from some of these places.
But it won't, because they've been indoctrinated into putting up with this shit. Who was it I saw? Christina Hoff Sommers made a comment about how crazy this is. I'm like, it's really not if you've been paying attention.
It's some sort of self-loathing.
This is inevitable from everything we saw in 2016 and then in 2020.
Yeah, it's just so sad.
But anyway, done it. Jack, the first color movie was in 1908. Well, there you go.
I don't care. Monkey doesn't know that.
I do. I just read it on the internet.
As Abraham Lincoln once said, everything you see on the internet is true.
That's right. So even if it's not true, it's true because I read it on the internet. So fuck you. Oh, I fucking love this show. Thank you so much, Circus Zero, for the 422 donation. It says happy birthday. I appreciate that. And thank you for the nod there. You know how much I love seeing that number.
Yeah, why does it say your birthday in the title?
What?
In the title of the show,
yeah,
you don't mention your birthday.
Because not everything's about me.
Seriously.
I'm just saying. What? Why are you judging me for that? Time I'm not an egotistical jackass and you're giving me shit for it?
As your enabler, I demand you change the title.
I thought about putting it as the title, but I wanted to point out Joe Biden was a racist more than I wanted to point out it was my birthday.
Oh, that's fair. As long as you have a good reason.
Yeah, and that is the real reason. I even thought about putting happy birthday, racist Joe Biden.
Two unrelated things.
Yeah.
Community guidelines. Which you have so.
Wait, why do they got community guidelines for their mob?
Because they're dumb.
Respect our privacy and our community guidelines. Well, if they didn't, agree to your community guidelines, you're not at Twitter, motherfucker. You're at an open air protest.
Yeah, there's community guidelines outdoors, I guess.
For people who are just there to watch it. Anyway.
Community guidelines.
And our community guidelines.
Which you have so far disrespected.
By being Jew.
Yeah, you wore your tiny hats. We find that offensive. The fuck you talking about?
You're not covering enough of your head. And you let your women not have to wear any hats. What the fuck is wrong with you?
They should have burqas.
Do you see how many of these little shits are actually dressed like Palestinians? Like Arabs?
Yeah.
For real? Like you walk around with that shit before all of this, before they told you need to care about this on your college campus?
I just want to know how many of their moms had tablecloths that look conveniently like that.
Our little speaker here, they went full on Hamas colors, man.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of them are quite committed to the bit, which makes me think that they are legitimate racists.
I'd say we just send them over to Gaza. They can help out.
Yeah. Have the Queers for Palestine division show up, see what happens. Because I'll laugh. I want to see that on video.
Which you have so far disrespected.
Which you have so far disrespected.
And leave our camp.
And leave our camp.
Our camp. You don't own that place, whatever the fuck you are. Why do they think they have so much control?
I don't know. But I guarantee you that that park is probably named after a Jewish guy.
They think they have so much control because really we turned the college campus. We saw this with the Yale story going all the way back to Halloween of 2016, where this is supposed to be a safe place. It's supposed to be my home, and you're my mom and dad, and you said that it's okay to wear a sombrero, and that hurt my feelings, and now I need a security guard. If you look at the insanity of that and the fact that we didn't tell those kids at that point to go fuck themselves, this makes sense.
Yeah.
This is the natural progression.
As sad as that is.
One step forward.
One step forward.
Have you gotten enough video? Because I look very pretty.
Snubber, thank you. Has there been official response from the college? Not that I've seen, but I will say I haven't been real deep in the news lately. I've missed several stories, like Joe Biden saying his uncle got eaten by Papua New Guineans.
By cannibals.
Fuck.
My Uncle Bozy was eaten by the cannibals. What?
I love that he explained his name like any of us were going to go, Bozy? Why would they call him Bozy?
His name was Ambrose.
But is that really, in all of that story, is that what you would question as his uncle's name?
Yeah, it's like burying the lead. Reminded me of that scene in Stand By Me where the fat kid's like, wait, did he have to pay to enter the eating contest? No, he didn't. Oh, great story then.
Oh, pain.
Oh, pain. Is it from watching this video or is it the regular pain?
No, this is it's in my shoulder. Somebody stabbing me. Whoever has the voodoo doll, please put it the fuck down. It's my birthday.
We got a show to do.
Circus Zero, thank you so much for that. I'm gonna call it a monkey donation. The 422, I appreciate it. Someone get a hold of Drunkle because it's time to play Saudi Man or Jar of Jam. There you go.
I'm not sure what that is, and I really don't want to know, I think.
It's exactly what it sounds like.
Oh. I was afraid of that.
Yeah. It's comparing what's the top, you know how some jam bottles have the cloth that they put in there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a game he played where you'd see just the top there and see whether or not it was a Saudi man or a jar of jam.
Probably a
Okay.
shockingly difficult game.
It really is.
You guys don't have to do this, you know? You're all here because we're here. Why are you giving us
We
that
were here
power?
before you came here.
We were here first. It's our swing set.
I understand that, but you're doing what
Repeat
you're
after me.
You're doing what you're
Repeat
doing.
after me.
I'm bored.
I'm bored.
Then go home and do something productive.
Yeah, because, honey, this ain't it.
I'm bored. Telling the Jews to go away didn't work. Now I'm bored of them. Jesus Christ, man.
I'm so tired of not getting my way.
I will say this, at least it's better than the 2020 things when they didn't want to hear something. They would break out the stupid fucking megaphone and play the siren.
Yeah, that was incredibly childish.
Yeah, this is no less childish, but at least it's not that piercing wail.
Yeah, it's sort of a lateral move, really.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, there's our dumbasses. Next up on our dumbass list is Harry Sisson shared this video, which might be my favorite post-apocalyptic video I've ever seen, Jack. It's a anti-Republican ad.
Is this the Alabama one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
But I was told by Harry Sisson, that fucking retard, that this is very powerful and you should watch it. And so I did, and I couldn't stop laughing.
Is it because he has a chin like JRC3 on Adonis Paul's channel?
Did you see the video where they almost made him cry?
What, Harry Sisson?
Yeah.
No, I thought you were going to talk about James Robert Clark.
Mm-mm.
And I was like, no, but I want to see it now.
He went somewhere where he was representing the liberals, and they just clowned on him until, I mean, he seriously looked like he was welling up and his nose is turning red, and like, they're just saying words to you, man. And they were laughing at him for being a dumbass, of course, but
Well, that kid is a dumbass.
I watched that video 3 times.
Like,
Anyway.
the kid doesn't ever get criticism in real life, I don't
No.
think. Like, he could ignore the internet, but I have a feeling he's very protected as a child.
But anyway, guys, this is what a dumbass thinks is very, very important for you to see. Before we get there, Keldrick, thanks so much. At least they admit why they're really protesting, because they're bored, and for some reason, they decided not to play video games instead. Well, they have real things to do. They have change to enact.
Yeah, they're making change.
And their change is, getting Jews away from them. All right, can we just go over our show real quick so far? We have the President of the United States his administration suggesting that all black people are criminals. And then you have a whole bunch of little lefties out on a college campus suggesting Jews need to go away.
Uh-huh. Oh, and cannibalism.
And cannibalism. What fucking century are we in?
I don't know, but it's getting weird real fast.
Did we transport 100 years in the past and I missed it?
Maybe.
Anyhow.
We're almost there. You're gonna make it.
Trump Republicans want to criminalize young Alabama women who travel for reproductive care.
Miss, I'm going to need you to step out of the vehicle.
This
Hang on this here stick. Is that a pregnancy test? Nope, it's just a stick. I like watching women pay.
Why is he the only 2 people speaking this? They're all from Alabama. Why is he the only one with that thick ass accent?
I don't know. That's a mighty good question.
But we got to go back because I had to highlight that point because we're gonna make it was your normal Northern English. But when it comes time for the cop to speak, suddenly we're back in with Opie and Andy and Cletus.
Well, you mighty sophisticated Northerners and your abortions, because only backward people want you to have babies, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on here.
I'm going to need you to step out of the vehicle, take a pregnancy test.
Stop them by taking action at righttotravel.org.
And that's the ad right there. Cops are going to pull over any women leaving Alabama and make them piss on sticks in public, Jack.
Yeah, some of them are even going to be pregnancy tests.
And if it turns out they're pregnant, they're going to arrest them.
Like you do.
Republicans are trying to stop Alabama women from leaving the state to get abortions. Okay, I guess. But this is what the left believes is happening. I mean, this is like when they're like, they're going to throw grandmas off of cliffs and they're going to make condoms illegal.
I really hope Alabama police have better shit to do than this to begin with.
I really hope they do this. I hope they just start arresting every woman who's crossing the state line for not pissing on a stick.
It's literally just a stick.
Stubber, thank you. I can understand the fear, but let's be real. Even the most right-wing state ain't going to enforce a law that zealously. There are a couple of states that are trying to make it so that if you cross state lines for this, you can still get in trouble for it. But yeah, you'd have to. How are you going to prove that?
It would all have to be done after the fact.
Yeah.
You'd have to have gone somewhere, had an abortion, and it shows up in your billing or something, and it triggers a red flag.
And
otherwise, you could prove that's why they were leaving the state.
And while there are certain things where, like specifically crossing state lines to have sex with a minor, where you can say you can't do that, this would not be something the Supreme Court would uphold. It's just not.
No.
The other one is about protecting, children from getting humped by Democrats. But let's be honest, this is not one that the Supreme they would call this a privacy issue.
Yeah.
Anyway, and that's why most states, when they're criminalizing women. Most of these states that are making anti-abortion laws, they don't criminalize the women. They criminalize the doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
Real quick, thank you, Frosted. Okay, you'll have to explain this one to Monk, but tell me this doesn't look like a Tomorrow's Teachings video. How long before the cop says, "You're under arrest, you dirty Mexican"? Dude, so there's this channel called Tomorrow's Teaching.
Uh-huh.
And they do the craziest fucking videos. Like, they start off with like, oh, this person's a racist. Then it'll take some weird supernatural turn. Like, there's one where this kid got turned into a chicken and was raped and had chicken babies. It's a whole thing. I highly recommend Tomorrow's Teachings channel. I thought they were kind of serious at first. Like, maybe they were just like some weird cult. I think it's the most genius comedy on the internet.
Several of you are asking questions about this, and with the way that video is set up, the cop wouldn't know that they were pregnant. That's why I said they would just be stopping every woman who leaves Alabama. Like, they're going to set up checkpoints at the border with little bathrooms for women to pee on sticks.
Yeah, just do it out in public.
Anyway, we got to talk about the video game industry because as much as any other industry, and I would even argue more if we're talking about proportionately, they've been infected with the leftist nonsense.
The woke mind virus?
Yeah. And one company is not having any of the pushback, Jack. Ubisoft has
shocker
issued a statement to their employees about DEI. You see, first, we want to make very clear that we do not accept hate, harassment, and other forms of abuse in any way, and we are deeply saddened to see the negativity and hatred currently spreading on our coworkers' personal profiles and on our and our partners' social media platforms.
Oh, cry me a fucking river.
We are proud to represent the diversity and inclusion that exists in society as part of our everyday work. Representation is part of our DNA and will remain that way regardless of external pressures or influences. Does that include the court telling you it's illegal to be doing this?
They're just a bunch of haters, the court.
If you are exposed to or witness any negative behaviors towards your colleagues, oh, hang on, I got a donation coming through, so I'll be dipping. DP, thanks so much. Quick question. Pregnant sex, is it okay to spooge on your kid as long as they're in the womb? Well, they're in a protective case, so you're not actually spooging on them. It's fine. Do it. Plus, women tend to get very horny when they're pregnant, and just do it. It's better for everyone.
There's already somebody in there, so you can't knock her up twice.
Yeah, you're not going to get her pregnant. It's awesome.
Anyway, you can handle banging a fat chick.
If you are exposed to or witness any negative behavior towards your colleagues online, do not hesitate to reach out to your manager, Arcade HR, or the communications team.
What are they going to do about it?
Go yell at the person, I guess.
I guess. We're going to
did you see somebody say something mean to one of your colleagues? Come tell us.
Please tattle.
And you have no power over those people.
Yeah,
but it's okay, Jack. They have a plan for it.
Yeah, they're going to find your account and cancel it probably.
Should the situation escalate to a point where you feel unsafe, please contact our security and risk management team. The team has dedicated members of the staff that manage security concerns, blah, blah, blah. Given the current polarization of this topic online, we believe that having respectful and constructive dialogue is difficult, if not impossible, to achieve.
Why won't you do what I want?
No, wait for this. This is amazing. In this context, we ask that you not engage in or interact with these conversations, as this could worsen the situation for yourself, our team, and our industry peers. You can also set your account to private and or turn off private messages from people who are not on your list of trusted friends. Literally, hey, don't talk about this. They'll just shut up and go away.
Yeah. Stay in your echo chamber and be silent.
It could cause some discomfort for us if we talk about that. We can't have respectful. You know what? Look, you can't control how people respond to you, Jack, but you can control how you respond to other people. In fact, it's the one thing you do control in that situation.
It's almost like self-control plays a role here.
Yeah, so if it's me, Jack, what I tell my employees is, if you're going to engage in this online, please be respectful as your representative of this company.
Yeah, don't be a pussy either, because it makes us look bad.
But this is like, just don't talk about it. Look, we're going to keep doing what we're doing. Doesn't matter what anybody says. Which is definitely a take.
Yeah. First rule DEI club. Don't talk about DEI.
Yeah, this is what happens when HR takes over the world, man.
We're pretty well there already. So
we're in an HR world. We really are. And I blame Anita Hill for that. I really do.
Yeah.
Because without that horrible bitch lying about Justice Thomas, we're not here yet. We don't get to this point. But then you had all of these new degrees popping up in studies, and those people have to work somewhere, Jack, and they're not qualified to flip burgers or fry French fries. So
no, because hard work is antithetical to them.
Got to give them something to do, so you might as well put them in a useless HR office and let them make up retarded shit.
Apparently.
Thank you, Snubber. I mean, it's smart. The workers put their foots in their mouths on Twitter all the time. Again, that's why I'd be like, if you're going to engage in, I wouldn't tell them, hey, don't talk. One, because it just looks bad. But two, if the issue is that you can't have a respectful dialogue, then you should be encouraging your people to be the ones to have the respectful dialogue.
What? You're silly. That's crazy talk.
The real issue here is that you can't have a respectful dialogue about this because the people who are claiming to be on the right side of history are racist as fuck. And proudly so. and they hide it under the guise of diversity and inclusion.
Sounds like a very Zionist thing to say.
It does sound very Zionist, honestly. But for fuck's sake, man, don't talk about this. You might give them ideas that we are the racists they say we are. Fuck, man. I just want to talk about this real brief. I'm not going to actually bring it up on the screen or anything, but new polls are showing that the race between Biden and Trump, a lot of people are tuning out.
I get it.
The number between the two, who's winning or losing is still about the same. Trump is still leading, but there's not the enthusiasm for this that there have been in the past, largely, at least according to the poll, because people don't like either candidate. Now, we can argue about that, about whether or not people are enthused for Trump. Some clearly are. And some are clearly enthused for Biden as much as you can be. I mean, look at Harry Sisson would jerk off Joe Biden if he was asked to.
With his tongue.
Unfortunately, he aged out of that bracket about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
This doesn't bode well for Biden.
Unless they convict Trump and put him in jail.
Even then, I don't think it bodes well for Biden, and here's why. Since 2015, we're on 9 years. I was wrong on Twitter. It's 9 years now, Jack.
That sounds right.
The press has been going whole hog against Donald Trump.
Leave Davey out of this.
Even if you go to 2016, when he got so much coverage, 98% of it was negative. So the people at home having a negative reaction to Trump and say, oh, he's not a great person or anything like that, I get it, Jack. They've been indoctrinated with this for a fucking decade.
Yeah.
That's not true of Joe Biden. Joe Biden has been held up as the adult in the room. There was a story the other day, Jack, that actually said not only is he the leader of the White House, but leaders from around the world call him when they have issues to get his sage advice.
Yeah, I can picture that now. Hey, Saudi Arabia, watch this. What is it, Britain? Just hang on. Just be quiet. Just be quiet. Hey, Joe, what you doing? I need your advice, Joe. Oh, I'm good at advice. Will you tell me a story about World War II, Joe? My grandpappy, Uncle Bozy, was flying over New Guinea and he crashed and some cannibals came out and ate him.
I imagine talking to Joe Biden is a lot like talking to Rod Stewart in that episode of South Park where all he says is poop my pants.
Poop my
pants. But yeah, that's what they're trying to portray Joe Biden as. He's the world leader. Everybody calls him for it. No, he's not. But this is the press he gets, and they can't get any enthusiasm for this man?
Yep.
Against somebody that they've been vilifying for a fucking decade?
Yeah.
Yeah, that does not look good for Joe at all. And they're trying to spin it as a negative for Trump.
Oh, of course. They have to. They're so desperate to keep Trump out. They will do anything to keep him out.
I saw an article today about how Bobby Kennedy being in the race is really starting to hurt Trump's numbers.
I highly doubt that.
I will say this
in
again.
A few areas, but
while I agree with Kennedy on a couple of things, I disagree with him on so many more. And if you guys are even leaning towards Kennedy, I highly suggest you look up the man.
Yeah, he is a communist.
He is, absolutely. The fact that he's against vaccines, great. The fact that he's against war, awesome. The fact that he's for things like the green initiatives, no thanks. No thanks.
Yeah.
And you're going to see more and more of the press pushing things that they think the Trumpians would like about Kennedy.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones who are trying to make that. RFK is more reasonable than a typical Democrat. No, he's not. No, he's not.
I would argue you need to go a little bit beyond the surface there.
Yep.
The stuff you see in the mainstream media or even some alternative media will make him look that way, but you got to get further into his issues.
Yep. Kennedy's taking Biden voters, not even close. Yeah, because there's a lot of Biden voters who would vote for Biden if he was 20 years younger.
Yeah, not insane.
You have to remember that you have a whole generation that they've raised here thinking the old white men have ruined everything. And they have the oldest possible whitest man in office right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The fact that Kennedy looks at all rational shows how far the Overton window has been shoved out of skew. That's true, too. But you also have to remember a lot of what he's running on is the things like the COVID and the war in Ukraine and our money going over there. So he's got a couple of populist views, and that's mostly what he runs on. Get this motherfucker talking about environmental science.
Yeah.
See what happens. He'll make Al Gore seem like me.
Yeah. His climate change stuff is pretty wacky.
Yeah. He's a hardcore lefty. He really is. And again, see, this is what I tell you guys all the time, that it's okay to agree with people on some stuff and still not think they're worthy of leadership. It's okay to agree on some and disagree on others. Over on the Streamlabs, thank you, Circus Zero, for another monkey donation. I appreciate that.
Woo.
Kennedy is very anti-Second Amendment. Yes, he is. But you will not see that touted in the media. They're not going to be pushing that because they know Kennedy has no chance of winning. That is not even a question because most people will vote either Republican or Democrat. So what they're trying to do is put him, instead of a reasonable alternative to Biden for lefties, they're trying to paint him as a reasonable alternative to Trump for conservatives.
Yeah, they're trying to make him into another Ross Perot. It's just not working.
They are scared to death of Mr. Trump getting another turn. All right, Jack, we have to talk about the University of California, San Diego.
Okay.
They have issued a new for selective measures that limits on enrollment. And we'll bring this up on the screen. It's going to be really small because the writing's really small anyway, but I'll put it up here for those of you who want to read along. Beginning in the summer of 2025, currently enrolled students who want to switch into a selective major will be able to apply to selective majors once per year. The selection criteria for entry to the majors will consider academic achievement in the specified screening course and will be aligned with UC San Diego's priorities of serving California residents, first-generation college students, and students from low-income families. Basically, Jack, if you want to get into one of their programs, which these programs are mostly their engineering department.
Okay.
Your parents can't have gone to college and they have to make less than $45,000 a year.
Oh, so no legacies.
No legacies at all. Well, if there's still room after they fill it with everyone else, then legacies and people whose parents aren't living under a bridge can apply.
They want that sweet government money.
They told us you had to get a college education for a good job, Jack. They didn't tell us that would screw over our kids. Yeah, this is their new criteria. Your parents can't have gone to college. Because remember, this isn't even, it's not your parents couldn't have gone to UC San Diego. A true legacy thing. This is your parents have to be non-college educated.
We need some dumb people in here. Are your parents retards? That's probably more what they're thinking than anything else.
Yeah, this is fucking insane.
No, I think that's part of their thing where they think black people are all stupid.
Then they will be considered for the majors using a point system that awards 1 point each for having a 3.0 GPA or higher, California residency, Pell Grant eligibility, and first-generation college status.
Wow.
Yep. Sorry, your parents they achieved too much in life, which in this case is literally just going to college.
Bubba, damn it, Mom! Why'd you get an English degree? Right?
Well, if we take that at its most basic level, you don't even have to have a degree. Your parents even going to college. Mom went for a semester and decided it wasn't for her. Too bad, Johnny.
Yeah, she got pregnant that first semester.
Yeah. Anyway, did you have a donation?
Yeah, I got 2 of them here.
Right.
Thank you, Keldrig. I guess when you can't get people to vote for rhinos, you try lunatics instead when you're the MSM.
True.
Yeah, no shit. And thank you, Frosted Glass, who says, I kind of want to see Biden and RFK debate so they can compete over whose uncle died more tragically. Also, does Biden get family stories from old cartoons? I'm waiting to hear about his aunt who ran off a cliff because some coyote painted a tunnel on it. And she stood there blinking her eyes for a second.
Yeah. I don't know where he gets his stories, but they're all made up. And honestly, Jack, I don't know if he believes them or not.
I think he does at this point. He probably did before, but he probably does now because he's crazy.
This motherfucker's been lying about his history his entire political life.
Yep.
I mean, there's one story he's told so many times, they don't even fact check it anymore. They just say, yeah, this has been debunked. And that's from the mainstream media.
Is that his 3 degrees? Top of my class, 3 degrees. I was voted most awesome in my class. Best smelling.
All right, I'm about to get angry because we have to cover this.
Oh, no.
You know, we talked about Congress fucking us over yesterday, and I purposefully didn't talk about this because this is something that I find to be distressing.
Uh-oh.
This is a picture from the House of Representatives after they passed the bill for Ukraine funding.
Yep.
That's not CGI. This is not an altered picture. This is a bunch of United States representatives waving Ukrainian flags on the floor of the House.
They won't wave our flag, but they'll wave that one.
Now, somebody mentioned how fucked up this was, and Ed Krasenstein. We're on our Krasensteins are morons moment of the night.
Again.
He has this. How many Trump flags do you wave? You can wave other flags to support other causes without being un-American. Yes, you can. You really can. You can wave a Trump flag at a fucking Trump rally, and it doesn't mean you're un-American. But I will say this. If you stand in the well of the House and you're waving a Trump flag, fuck you.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Also, Trump is an American, and he's running for the leadership position, so that's not even comparable.
But our representatives are supposed to be there representing America, not Trump, not Ukraine, not Mexico, not Israel. They're there to represent us. Yep. And the fact that this fucking retard, you wave Trump flags. The fuck are you talking about? That doesn't mean you're un-American. No, waving another country's flag on the floor of the House means it.
Yeah.
Do you remember when this was the most sacred place ever, Jack? It wasn't that long ago.
Well, it's sacred when they need it to be sacred, Monkey.
It was just 4 years ago that we're told that if you stop these guys from doing their job for a couple of hours, you're the worst person to ever fucking exist because these are the sacred hallowed halls.
Well, it's sacred to Ukraine, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. These fucking shit, every one of them should be brought up on treason charges.
I agree completely. And
every fucking one of those assholes with that flag.
They get all bent out of shape if you say anything they don't like, but they do something you don't like, and how dare you question us?
Chibs, I get what you're going for there. And he says, waving that flag in the House is the equivalent to banging a dude in there, equally disturbing too. No, it's not. The one is degeneracy. These are traitors.
Yeah.
And I find that much worse than some Senate page taking a dick in his ass in a room nobody goes in. Don't get me wrong, that's still disgusting and shouldn't happen, but this should never happen. Waving another country's flag in our fucking house.
Mm-hmm. That's how little they think of us. That think this is okay.
And all this so we can make them the third largest military in the world. Again.
Yep. Yeah, well, we didn't do a good enough job in Afghanistan giving away all our cool stuff.
Oh, good. I do have that. This is from the U.S. House debate. We didn't get to this yesterday either. I'm glad you're here for it, Jack.
Oh, yeah. So I could be pissed off too. Great.
This is Representative Gerald Connolly, who, if you watch Congress, you've seen him many times. He's been around for a while, and he's a fucking retard.
Yeah, I've seen this. This guy's a fucking jackass.
And he's about to say one of the dumbest fucking things you're going to hear all day. I promise you.
Some say, well, we have to deal with our border first. The Ukrainian-Russian border is our border.
In what universe, sir? And like somebody said on Twitter, that it should be wide open.
Right. They should be welcoming the Russians in.
Yeah, those are Russian Mexicans.
Come on, they know where their kickbacks are coming from.
True story.
Oh, fuck. There's a little too much realism to that. Yeah, this is a member of the House of Representatives saying that our border is the Ukrainian-Russian border. Now, as dumb as that is, do you realize what message that sends to Russia?
That sounds like a declaration of war.
It really does. That is our border. What you just said is that the Russians have attacked us, which they haven't. Last I knew, they weren't throwing Americans out of windows. Those are all Russians. They're doing that too.
Yeah. I really don't know why people oppose Putin over there openly anymore. Like, no, are you slow learners? The cold getting to you?
You just shut up until he's gone. He ain't gonna last much longer. Did we ever find out why his motorcade was rushing through Moscow?
No, some sort of meeting. It was going to the Kremlin. That's all I saw on Twitter. I maintain it's Taco Tuesday, and he wanted to be first in line.
See, I think he mixed up Taco Tuesday and had his tacos without being near a bathroom, and they had to get him to one.
Well, he's got a really nice house, so he wouldn't have to go there. He could poop at home.
These are our leaders, Jack. This motherfucker right here is one of 536 people elected to represent us on the federal level.
Yep, and this is why China's not afraid of us. Because
Well, 537 if you count the vice president, but they really come along for the ride, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, the people of Virginia, Virginia's 11th district, out there in Fairfax, because of course.
Why not, right?
Have hired this retard over and over and over again, and he gets up there and tells us that that America's border extends all the way to Ukraine. And he's saying that, Jack, in response to the Republicans saying, hey, why are you giving money to secure these other borders and not any to ours? And his answer is, but that is our border. There's so many things wrong with this statement that the obvious is the least wrong with it. The fact that he doesn't seem to know where our borders actually are is the least of the problems with this statement.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know, dude. This is all so fucking dumb.
I mean, the guy who said an island could flip over is still there. I'm not surprised. Yeah, Hank Johnson down there in Georgia, he's going to get a lifelong position there because he's a Democrat in a Democrat area. And hey, who cares that he's a retard? If I was a Democrat who wanted to be in Congress, I would move to Hank Johnson's district and just annihilate him. I would run the video of him talking about an island flipping over nonstop. That would be all my ads were.
Have it animated so cartoon characters are flipping over with it.
Yeah. Anyway, America, it was nice while it lasted. It's the same problem prosperous countries have always had. gets too nice and the fucking assholes stand up.
Yep, people get complacent and a bunch of tards get into power.
Yep. And you have a whole generation that was brought up thinking that the government has to protect them and do everything for them. So the idea of doing anything for themselves is just disturbing to them.
And frightening. We call them parasites where I come from.
See that video of that chick whining? Because why do I have to have 4 jobs?
Yeah.
And I go to school. How come I got to go to school and have 4 jobs?
Oh, life's hard. Well, news at 11.
Fuck, you can get 1 job. But the problem is you don't have enough hours in one of them. That bitch
all
ain't
your
working.
jobs are low paying and shitty.
She ain't working 4 40-hour jobs. One, there's barely enough time in a week for that to be available. Because what is it, 169 hours in a week or something like that? I forget the exact number. Can't be 9 because 4 doesn't end in a 9 when you multiply by anything. But we've just made soft people who will rush to whatever fucking retarded thing they are. That's why we see all these Palestinian protests. Look, even if you hate Israel, right? You're Nick Fuentes to the nth degree. You shouldn't be on the side of the Palestinians. These people are fucking horrible murderers who, when given the choice between 2 fucking terrorist groups, elected the worst of the 2. 168. I was close.
These are revolutionaries. They need to feel like they're part of the underdog, the proletariat.
Can't you find something else to be cheering for an underdog? Become a Chargers fan, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Maybe a Browns fan, but they're just not those type of people. They need to feel, because they hate America, they need to feel like they are helping lift up the oppressed, while at the same time, fighting the power. I don't know. They have a void in their life that daddy's hugs didn't fill. Maybe uncle's hugs caused.
How do you get to the point though where you're literally on the terrorist side?
Well, they don't think they're the bad guys. They're an oppressed minority with a religion that is not Christianity, so that makes it good. So there's a lot of things, and the Jews are against them, and they hate Jews. So
can we start with the fact that they're killing civilians? Oh yeah, what they're not doing is raping them first, which is what your side did to kick this all off.
Yeah, a fight they started by raping and murdering a bunch of people. Wow, crazy.
They're being too mean to those they're just innocent little rapists.
Yeah, right.
And I get it. In America, for Democrats, that is not a big deal.
That's like how you say hello.
Yeah. The only question about rape when it comes to Democrats is how old was the person they raped?
Yeah, and did they give them enough free drugs first?
Yeah. Did you roofie them or take it the old-fashioned way? Anyhow,
they call that fuck the Polanski way.
These dumb motherfuckers out there supporting terrorists. I don't care if you hate Israel. You are dressing like the terrorists, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, well, you might as well just... they're declaring allegiance to them. As far as I'm concerned, all these people should be on a watch list.
How come nobody is calling these people out for cultural appropriation with all the towels on their heads?
That's a good question.
Isn't that against the rules?
It's their tribal outfits are not their costume.
How come they're allowed to do that and get away with it and nobody's pointing that out? There's not a single news article about the misappropriation of the terrorist look. I don't know. These fucking assholes. These are college kids, Jack. These are supposed to be smart. They're not supposed to be dumb.
I would like to point out these are the smart ones. So wait till you meet the dumb ones.
I'm not sure I want to, man. I run into them on Twitter enough. For those of you who don't follow me on Twitter, this is my favorite moment of the Twitter day. I made a joke about somebody being the product of inbreed.
He drops right as he says inbreeding. You back?
Hello?
Hello. You
Did I get
said
this-
I made a joke about inbreeding. Dead silence.
Oh, the guy said it too. Said, prove it. That's the kind of stuff I run into on Twitter all day. Keldrick, thank you. It's amazing how anti-Jewish socialist rioters think other people are Nazis. Now look, their anti-Semitism is better than the other side's anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
And yes, Chibs, you're right. College is not about higher education. It's for indoctrination. And it was the point all along.
Well, for the past 30 years, yeah.
There is no good reason everybody has to go to college. You know the reason to put everybody into college? Because back in the 80s, if you tried pushing this communist bullshit into primary school in the United States, they'd have kicked you out.
They probably would have tarred and feathered you too.
Yeah, you'd have been gone, which is what we should do with commies.
Yeah.
And
McCarthy was right.
Yeah, so what they did is started pushing them into colleges where that stuff is more acceptable. And it just furthers anybody who paid attention way back when this push starts. This starts when you and I are in school, Jack.
Yep.
We're in probably early middle school when this really starts pushing. Everybody needs to go to college. I was like 14 at the time, and I called this out. I'm like, they're just trying to force us into this longer.
Yep.
They're eventually. I wasn't smart enough at the time, Jack. Didn't know enough about financing. I'd never had a loan before, so I didn't see the slavery that comes with having to pay the government for the rest of your life in a loan that you shouldn't have taken, that you can't pay back and can't get out of.
Yep.
All I saw was they're going to force us into more of this, which the whole country is going to have to pay for, because that's how the government does everything. If they force you into something, they will eventually make it part of the government itself. That's what all schooling is. So yeah, it was always just to get the kids to where they could start pushing the communist shit on them.
Yeah,
and it doesn't take that long once you have that happening, because it only takes a couple of generations for a major change to happen without a single war, Jack.
Yep. It's a very, very smart maneuver. This old commie trick.
Very old commie trick. And this is why you hear about things like the Hitler Youth, Jack, or the commie youth folk movements. It's because they know you have to target children.
Yep.
And then if you point that's what Hitler said, because Hitler was right about that. It was actually Goebbels, but they knew that you can change society by getting to the kids.
Yeah, it's something commies and pedos have in common. They target children.
Yep. Often for the same reason.
Yeah. Oh, fuck them. Right in the ass.
But it's amazing, man. I talked last night, Jack, about the kids who stepped into the circle for the track and field event and then stepped out to protest that there was a boy in the girls' track and field event.
Yeah, that took a lot of balls.
And I was just reminded again why liberals think children are so smart is because they are smarter than liberals.
Well, it's a low bar.
It's not until you get them indoctrinated that they're just repeating the same shit that the adults are. 12-year-olds can look at it and go, but boys are stronger than girls. Now, we're not supposed to talk about when kids get that right. No. In fact, we have to teach kids that no, boys and girls are exactly the same. Really? She's bleeding out of her crotch and I don't do that. You guys are exactly the same.
And when I punch her, her skull cracks.
You're exactly the same. Yeah. Anyhow, remember, the women should not be in men's combat sports. I just want to point that out again because we had that story the other day. Okay. Oh, speaking of that, any boxing fans, you guys pay attention to that Garcia fight? I'm not as familiar with these boxers as I should be, but I saw the hubbub about it and how he won, and started reading stories. So Jack, they tried saying this guy was mentally insane because he dares think that some things that have been labeled conspiracy theories are conspiracy theories.
So he's smart, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and so they actually tried getting the fight stopped based on mental health because of some of the shit he was saying on Twitter and his other social medias.
So he buys into some conspiracy theories that are likely true. Okay.
And then he shocked the world and won a split decision, which probably should have been a unanimous decision. Sometimes when you see split decisions, it makes sense, Jack. Like the score will be 110 to 109. The next guy has it 109 to 110. That kind of makes sense. These ones weren't even close. The one person had it even, I think, or just barely 1 point, and the other two had it as a blowout. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody was reading the press reports before the fight. Anyway, is this real? This is the other video. It says Biden gave a kid the middle finger. Should we watch this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not the other cannibal video.
Oh, I thought you said you dropped that.
I dropped it in the chat, not in the side chat.
Ah, okay. I misheard. All right, here we go.
I never thought I'd see a time when I'm going through a neighborhood or a rural town in the West or something to see big signs that have a Trump sign in the middle that says F Biden.
Have you not met you?
I didn't know you could still read.
I'm shocked there's not more fuck Biden signs, honestly.
Anyway, okay. Get torn down.
Now, when he says the West, does he mean the West or does he mean the West Coast? Because this looks like he's in Pennsylvania.
I think he means the Midwest.
I guess. All right.
And having a little kid standing with his middle finger, 7 years old, 8 years old. Well, I promise it happens all the time.
I have no doubt you get the finger all the time, even
that
from
is
children.
The most believable story I've ever heard him tell.
Fuck it, just for fun, I'm giving you the finger right now, Joe.
Right?
And
just made a watch list, buddy.
While I am now 49 years old, Jack, as of oh no, I'm not. I got 9 more minutes. In 9 minutes, I turned 49 years old. I was born at 12:37 East or West Coast time. So while I am 49, Mr. President, at heart, I'm only like 13. So sit and spin, motherfucker. I hate this piece of shit. I really do. He's a bad person.
Yeah, he always was a bad person.
Oh, yeah.
Does that mean he should be out campaigning? Fuck no. He should be in a retirement home somewhere.
Yeah, he really should. He really should. Anyhow, I just love they said, no, it happens all the time. Who didn't believe that? Seriously.
Oh, people flip off Joe Biden? Why? He's such a sweet old man.
They had to make up the Dark Brandon thing to get around everybody saying fuck Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Because colleges were chanting this shit. And that one reporter came, what was it? Let's go Brandon.
Yeah, the race car driver or whatever.
Yeah, let's go Brandon. That's not what they're saying. They're saying fuck Joe Biden. It's pretty clear. Anyway.
Good effort though. I applaud her.
I do. Look, she was trying to make, they were on live television. She was trying to make the best of it. I don't blame her for it at all, but it's funny as shit.
Did you go over the video of the lady describing the burning?
I didn't watch the video because you can see him actually on fire. I did talk about it last night though. Yeah.
Oh my God. That was some coverage.
That is one of the funniest fucking videos I've ever watched in my life.
And now he's struggling. I can see an arm. Well, thanks, lady. We can too. I have eyes.
I love when she starts talking about, you can smell the flesh burning. Like, yeah. Oh my.
It's gonna haunt me to the end of my days, Chuck.
It smells like pig barbecue. Now I want some cornbread. I think he's ordering cornbread too. It was, if you guys haven't watched that video, it's fucking amazing. It is.
It really
it is
is.
absolutely amazing. It's not. I almost would show it, but I know YouTube's rules and how that can come back to bite you in the ass.
Yeah, you'd have to do that on one of the Rumble exclusives sometime.
Or download the video and block that part out myself. Her describing it, we could get away with, but they actually show. I love that they do that too. She is describing a man on fire, so the camera guy's like, let me check it out.
Yeah, I want to see.
And clearly somebody said, get that off the camera now, dickhead. Anyhow, wow. I don't know what this is, but there are so many warning signs right off the jump, dude.
Yeah, you're going to like this one.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
How many of your uncles touched you?
This is actually very similar to one we've already seen before, but again, these are in order of awesomeness. So get ready for the next video, buddy.
Okay, let's start with the obvious, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm guessing there's one over there. 8 piercings around the mouth. We have the septum bull ring. We have another piercing up on her ear here. I can't tell if those are gauged or not.
Those are nose. You pointed to her nose and said ear.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, an earring on her nose. Sorry. I can't tell if those are gauged or just big round circles on there. So
I think they're gauges. They're small gauges.
She's got a tattoo on her forehead.
Yeah, always a good decision.
Tattoos on her cheeks.
Yeah.
Not just a devil on her neck, but then a goat god down here.
Yeah, she's got Baphomet right between her titties. So when you're titty fucking her, you're getting a head from Satan.
I'm kind of curious about the one under the strap here because it just looks like a regular face. Who did she put on her chest with Satan and Baphomet?
I don't know. I mean, that's such a tough call. But there's a lot going on here.
Her arm is just tattooed black.
That was probably a tattoo that she wanted to cover up because it was embarrassing. Not like Satan on her titties. No, that one's okay. She probably had like Jesus's face or something, and she's like, "No, cover that shit up." Satan gets jealous.
I've heard the term angry titties before. I never heard of demonic titties.
Yeah, she's got Satan titties. Like every time you come on her, your cum gets teleported straight to hell.
And she's kind of got a boy haircut, but that could go either way. That's not necessarily a major warning sign, but when it's with everything else, it becomes one.
It's a whole package. The big look at me, please. I have alien eyes glasses.
Oh no, this is don't look at me, but look at me. You know what I mean? She'd be like, why are you looking at me like that?
And then if you don't look, she's like, why are you not looking at me? Do you find me offensive?
Good decisions are not her forte. No shit.
Yeah, there's a whole bundle of bad decision making in this car.
All right.
So I wanted to come on here and talk about something that is really starting to annoy me.
Okay. On the screen, it popped up for those of you just listening along, said it's impossible to find a job now. Did you hear what we just described to you?
Yeah, even I, of all people, would hire an illegal alien before I hired this person.
The only thing I would hire this chick for is hardcore porn.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, that's the only thing I'd hire for. Let's be honest here. I don't create jobs. I just create videos in my free time. Also, thank you, Keldrick. That's probably George Soros in there between Satan and Baphomet. Yeah, he's in the penumbra. He's in the penumbra of her titties. That'd make a great thrash metal album. The penumbra of her titties.
From what we can see here, it kind of looks like Michael Myers. But we just don't get to see enough of it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It probably is. Which means that it's actually William Shatner's face.
Yes, it's William Shatner as a mask.
So I applied for a job at TJ Maxx
Really?
Yeah. Like if she was applying to be like a tattoo artist, I can see that. You're advertising your work. You've chosen your career path. There's like 3 jobs you could get looking like this that are like, you could be like a construction person because nobody really gives a shit what you look like for that. You could work like trash and sewer. Otherwise, you're stuck with tattoo artist or rock star.
Not even rock star. She's like a roadie. We missed 2 piercings of her eyebrow here. They were hidden behind her glasses. You applied at TJ Maxx and they didn't hire you on the spot.
Yeah, I'm shocked too.
All right.
Did you get that job as a church custodian?
A few weeks ago, and they denied my application. They couldn't even call me. They just sent me some automated email. So I went in today and I was like, so what was the reason I didn't get hired?
Corporate doesn't like you.
I would have just shown her a mirror.
Yeah.
I'd be like, this.
We don't think you'd forget.
We are currently practicing DEI, and you're too white for the position.
Yeah, we don't have enough white sage to ward off your titty monsters.
And
the only thing really shocking here is that she doesn't have a shit ton of hair coming out of her armpit.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. This chick would sleep with me, but that's probably not good for either of us.
The fucked up part is she's, from what we can see, cute. She destroyed herself.
Yeah, if she didn't have the tattoos, she'd be a lot cuter. I don't like neck tattoos. They tend to make your neck look really fat or weird. It's very distracting because it creates this like 3D effect. And facial tattoos kind of bother me. Standards and all that. But yeah, if I were having sex with this woman, every time I nutted on her chest, I would say some biblical quote, like, or just praise Jesus.
Could you get that? I mean, would she even hear you as she's screaming, "Yes, Daddy, do it, Daddy"? Thank you, Frosted Glass. Her dealers use her forehead circle as a target, probably.
Yeah, probably.
The one on her forehead, it looks like somebody slept on a newspaper.
It does. It's like silly putty.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, like you just like don't have enough experience. There was candidates that had like more experience than you. And, I asked her.
Oh, she's also got the tongue piercing. It keeps popping up every now and then. Because of course she does.
Yeah, this chick has a lot of like look at me's.
The
power of semen compels you.
I might have been forced to hire her just so I could bang her.
Yo, yeah, this chick would totally bang you. This chick would fuck probably anybody. Anybody that looked vaguely like her dad.
Or if it was about my tattoos, obviously, because I know a lot of places don't like tattoos. She said that wasn't the reason. I don't feel like that's true, but whatever, I'll leave it at that. So I'm just wondering how like teenagers and young adults who haven't had a job before, how are they supposed to get employed if these places are only hiring people with experience? So
it's been that way forever. If somebody has experience and you don't, they're going to get the job, and you just kind of keep trying.
Yeah, and most teenagers and young adults don't have facial tattoos.
Yeah, look,
and are willing to take the piercings out.
She is probably right that her look is why she didn't get hired.
Oh, almost certainly.
Yeah, I'm not the hiring manager, so I can't say that for sure. Maybe they did have more qualified people. Maybe somebody, worked TJ Maxx for 10 years and was looking for a chance to get back in the game. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But if you came to me looking like this, you could be the most qualified candidate and you would go in the do not hire pile.
Yep. Right away. You're either going to be difficult or we're not going to get this through corporate because you look weird.
Yeah.
If you look weird, nobody wants to hire you because customers get weirded out and they don't want to deal with you.
I've seen a rise around my area, Jack. I live in the middle of nowhere, so it's taken a while, of people with their different hair colors and clearly men trying to look like women. And I I don't like it. I'm not looking for professionalism at a big box store, but kind of professionalism works.
Yeah, a little bit would go a long way. Oh fuck. A sentence I never thought I'd say. Thank you for the donation, Satan. Hey Jack, I appreciate the tracking down that rogue portal to home. We were having a devil of a time trying to figure out where the spoo drain was coming from. Gonna patch that now. Thankfully, the essence of daddy issues makes great dimensional mortar. Well, I appreciate the donation. I'm a helpful person. What can I say?
Younger people just can't get a job because they haven't worked enough. So like they'll deny a 16-year-old a job because they don't have enough work experience. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me.
What part of that is confusing? I don't get her confusion there.
It's because you're normal.
They didn't just say she didn't have enough experience. They said there were more qualified candidates, which, by the way, probably means they didn't look like a crack whore. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But when they tell you that there's somebody with more experience, how am I supposed to get experience? It wasn't just about you not having it. It's about you having Satan on your neck and goat gods on your titties. She should have just left with they obviously did this because I look like this and left it at that. Yeah. She didn't do that. She tried to make it into a real issue. Like, how are the young people supposed to get experience?
And everybody's going to take one look at her and be like, it was because your looks. You sound retarded.
And again, this is something that has plagued people my entire life. Like you go into a new field. You come out of college. Let's say you got you're a computer programmer, and every job you look at wants 2 years experience.
Yeah.
And she's acting like she just discovered this shit. She actually put on, it's impossible to get a job now. Well, you should tell Joe Biden that because he's bragging that there's more people working than ever.
Let's see. She honestly might have just discovered this, which would be sad. But that's why you're supposed to do internships and shit like that. She can't get a customer service job at fucking TJ Maxx. You don't need experience for that job.
No, she didn't get the job because she looks like her uncles touched her a lot.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I don't know who this guy is. It just says why are the edibles so strong? Okay. Why is the edible so strong?
Why do white people make their edibles so strong? What are you running from? Why am I tasting colors?
Come on, this is funny.
I feel bad for the guy because it feels like he's on a bad trip.
Just wait. It's going to get funnier.
I just wanted to go to Target.
You got to hide to go to Target? I understand getting high to go to Walmart. It just kind of makes sense, but all right.
Now I gotta call somebody to come get me because my car turned into a spaceship and I don't know how to fly it. I'm not an astronaut.
I'm not an astronaut.
This poor motherfucker. Oh my God. Jack, you know, I don't get high. I've had the edibles and I almost made a mistake because the ones that I take are really small and in a small amount. But I also got these little Snicker-like bars. And I'm smart in that I read them before I decided to even try one. I never did eat them because they're like 100 times more powerful than the little ones I have. Yeah. So you'd have to be careful. One, edibles hit you differently than smoking marijuana.
Yes, of course.
And this has been a problem with the legalization of marijuana that people are not paying attention to, is that edibles, they hit you different. Even the same amount hits you different with the way it's ingested in your body. And you add to that the different strengths of the stuff you're getting. And if you're not paying attention, you can get really fucked up. There was a school not far from me, Jack. They just had kids get busted bringing edibles to elementary school.
Oh, well, that's unpleasant.
Yeah, they had to send out a thing to all the parents like, yeah, one of the little bastards brought some edibles to school. Don't worry. We got all the ones involved. They need to not make edibles look like candy for kids. I don't know if it was ever announced whether or not the kids knew what they had, but having seen some of the edibles, I can see a kid accidentally eating a shit ton of pot, man.
Oh yeah.
Like, this tastes funny, but boy, do I feel good.
I feel funny in my no-nos.
I'm gonna turn on Snoop Dogg. Yeah, don't fuck with edibles unless you know what you're doing, guys. And truth be told, Jack, if I hadn't have read the articles about the potency of them, I probably would have done the same thing. Been like, oh, it's no big deal, and just popped one in my mouth.
Yeah, I know a lot of guys have done that.
Yep. Oh, I do not know what this video is, but just the picture is adorable.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. It's 5 kitties sitting around a table. Is this a birthday party?
I want you to think real hard, monkey.
About what?
Birthdays.
Lost all ambition.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, monkey.
I appreciate it. That is so adorable.
Look at them. They're so cute.
I want to pet them all.
I
Gotta
know.
pet them all. Oh, I love my kitty cat. She's gotten quite vocal when I go to bed about me petting her. As soon as I get into the room, she jumps up onto the bed and starts meowing because I haven't started petting her yet while I'm walking in the dark.
It's like, she's using like cat sonar.
And she's not a verbal cat. She doesn't meow all that often. But when she thinks dad needs to pet her, it's like, now, damn it. She's also gotten very insistent when she decides it's time for me to come downstairs when I've gone upstairs and hung out with the wife and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very insistent. And she'll do things like she'll run downstairs and then she'll come back up, come around, walk around my feet, and then run back downstairs. Like, I know what you want, child, but I am a 200-pound man. You're a 13-pound cat, and I don't have to listen to you. And I say that as I'm walking.
But you will.
I say it as I'm walking down the stairs after her.
I don't have to do what you tell me. Fine,
You're not the boss of me. I'm doing this because I want to.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for all the birthday wishes. You guys are awesome. I really do appreciate it. And that goes for everybody who said happy birthday to me on Twitter as well. You guys are way too nice to me, and I appreciate that you're happy I was born.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna wrap up here, Jack.
Okay.
Although I will tell fans of the game 7 Days to Die, this is important. If you're a fan of the game and you ever want to buy it, do it today or through the next week. Jack, they're finally going live. The game is going into gold.
Oh, yeah?
And the retail version is coming out. And when the retail version comes out, the price is going to go up. And here's why. They're releasing the game for the new consoles, for the latest generation of consoles.
Oh, okay.
They released it on the old consoles, and it was never supported the way it should have been because they farmed it out to a third party.
Oh, that's always a bad idea.
Yeah, well, they're back in charge of it. It's supposed to stay updated with the computer version. And because it's coming out on the new consoles, it's going to have a steeper price. And they said they're trying to work with Microsoft and Sony to get the people who own the original console versions a discount on the new one. But what they've also done is for the PC, if you buy it, they're putting it on sale today for 74% off.
Oh.
And which isn't the best deal they've ever given, but it's still a good deal. And they're running it for a week. And they're telling people this before they jack up the price of the game, which is a really nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Most companies wouldn't do that. Most companies just be like, fuck them. They can pay the extra money, right?
Yeah.
But it's going on sale. The retail version, the gold version, is supposed to come out, I think, in June is what they said. I don't think they gave a hard date yet. Thank you, Adabisi. That's very generous, who says, happy birthday, bud. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, so it's finally happening, guys. Almost 12 years after the game was originally put on into early access, it's coming out. And I am still playing my playthrough, guys. The game channel always falls behind if stuff has to be pushed back. We'll be getting back to that probably tomorrow. And yeah. Wait, 7 days being released. I need to run to my bunker. This is Monkey's sleep level of DEF CON. No shit.
Right.
What system? I play it on the computer. It's coming out for both the PS5 and whatever the fuck they call the newest Xbox. Xbox LBJ. I don't fucking know.
LBJ. So its dick is hanging out?
It is. But anyway, check it. If you guys are at all interested in it, now is going to be probably the last time to get it that cheap, at least for a few years. And it really is worth it. It really is worth it. So with that, Jack, we're going to wrap up tonight. Guys, thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me on my birthday here. Thank you for the donations and all the kind wishes. You guys are awesome. Anything you want to shill, Jack?
I'll drop some links to some videos that actually got released finally. Thank you so much for all the donations. You guys are awesome. Thanks for coming out and watching the show, of course. And happy birthday, Monkey.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, my friend.
Go ahead.
What is the 7 days 2-pack? I would.
You're never going to know now.
To die. I don't know. It's been a while since I've looked at the page to buy 7 days. It should say on there. But 7 days is a lot of fun with friends, and they really are pushing it to try to be more of a multiplayer game. I like playing it both solo and with friends, but yeah, I couldn't tell you for sure. It sounds like one for you and one for a friend, though. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Jack, a pleasure as always, my friend.
Always glad to be here.
Everyone, have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
I am not going to sing happy birthday to myself because that's sad.